I must admit I seem to have quite a connection with that teacher.
I said I was going there. Someone asked yesterday about it. They heard I was going to Phan Rang. They asked why I'm taking this route. Well, I am going to Phan Rang, but a guy from Dong Nai, from Trang Bom, said this road had an accident. He suggested taking another route to avoid bad luck. It's good to avoid accidents. It's nice to be happy and fortunate. So I'm taking this road. Yesterday, someone recognized me from my video. They asked why I'm going this way when I said I'm going to Phan Rang. They thought I was lying, but I'm still taking this route to Phan Rang.
Right, teacher? About that, I'm not quite clear on the issue. You're saying it's about being an ascetic cultivator, correct?
Just studying doesn't make me virtuous. Many people are truly ascetic, living in mountains or places I haven't had the chance to visit. Even in those remote areas, there are great masters practicing. They're all over Asia and around the world. But me, just learning, I'm on a path of study, vowing to master the 3 initial practices as taught in the sutras.
So when eating, if you watch a video, it's like mixing everything together on your plate.
Hey, where to eat? They put it in a jar full of bowls. I eat in the order of what to eat, but the prison depends on who. If you want to mix together, mix the same stomach that anyone wants to eat, such as who is for the lunchbox and then the next lunchbox, such as the bowl. Hey, don't have 4 lunchboxes. Yes, I ate 2 boxes on top. The bottom 2 boxes don't eat anymore. Well, I don't have to mix anything. Yes, but there are many monks who also see that they are mixed, but in the past I also mixed like that for a while, but they begged, actually I leave it like that and then I take it. The class I eat well, but most of them give it to me. Many early in the day I went to beg for food. The other end was looking for that there is a place to sit and eat. There is one that you meet, what you give. Humu begged for money, but he couldn't get the money. I received a vegetarian diet, food and drinking water. There is already a vegetarian rice shop. He said to stop for you to buy vegetarian rice. Wait for him to buy vegetarian rice. Then there is another girl, give a bag. But yes, give a bag. And then he gives it out again. Besides, 2 more bags full of that charm like that. I have to be happy. It's not often that they think they're standing there waiting to do it. What's more, anyone else will come to the game of losing their stomachs. It's also fun. It is said that it is the food that is underneath you. I'm still full, but those 2 girls give me, that's for her. She gave me a full meal. Down there it's like that, depending on how you want it, because
In Vietnam, I've noticed a few people like you, haven't I?
there are many people, but it's rare to meet them. The key is whether we have the karma to meet and if they've made a sincere vow. Like in the past, I didn't know, but I vowed to practice. Not to become a Buddha, just to cultivate until enlightenment. That's my path. That's all I need, just to wish for that.
So, I just realized it's been 2 days since we last met for that meal, huh?
2 or 3 days later, V went from Tram Bomb. It's 50 kilometers from here. From the starting point to here, it's from where we met earlier, it's about 19 kilometers away. It's been 30 days. No, 3 days now. My feet are always sore. It's not just today. They've hurt for 3 days. These 3 days, it's been raining and sunny. As for me, I'd say in general, I'm just walking normally, not going with any urgency. I'm not rushing to reach Moloch. I'm walking calmly at my own pace. Sometimes I might go too far, but I'm not in a hurry to do anything.
What time do you usually go to bed?
3 nights ago, depending on where seemed right, around 4 a.m., I found a deserted, abandoned house. No one chased me away, so I thought to rest there. If not, I'd walk for 5-6 hours at night until I found a spot. If there wasn't one, I'd have to keep moving, just wandering and finding a roadside place to sit briefly before moving on. Some places allow it, others chase you away. Not all spots are good. Some people still chase you off. Some let you stay, others don't allow it at all.
Well, yeah, I'm afraid of being scolded, or why else would I be scared?
They don't actually say that. They just mention that those people, well, they don't understand why. They ask, why not stay at the temple instead of doing this? It's like they have something they don't want to share. They don't like it. Yeah, they don't like change. But that's fine. It's just how it is in society, in the province, in Vietnam, or anywhere else. There are good people and not so good people everywhere. It's a mix of both. It's not that every place is good or bad. Every place has its share of different types of people.
For example, when sleeping, you might feel yourself sitting or lying down.
When sleeping, most Buddhas don't run to sleep sitting, but one can sit or lie as they wish. However, I've been sitting for 3 years now, sitting and sleeping. I don't lie down, but when very tired, I find a tree or wall to lean my back on. I rest a bit, but if not, I find a tree. Most of us sleep sitting to avoid oversleeping, because sitting sleep differs from lying down, which leads to oversleeping. After waking, one wants more sleep, just as I say eating leads.
Typically, you'd recite sutras on the go, just as you would at home.
Recite sutras, learn the land chant, stop chanting, don't be greedy, for instance, when going out, seeing others' possessions or them giving money or tasty food and drink. Just recite, chant that these things, though delicious, I won't crave more. Don't desire. Eat simply, just enough to nourish body and soul. If they scold or insult you, remember, if they want to harm you, tell yourself, don't get angry, don't scold back. If they beat you, let them face their karma. If they're happy, be at peace too. Recite, walking mindfully, I'm awake, meeting others, don't engage in idle chatter. Don't talk, don't practice slogans, sleep and think less, chant, believe in Buddha and Dharma, don't over-practice. Recite to let go of greed, that's the thought to abandon desire. Always use this mindset, that's when right thinking occurs. Walking in sun or pain, if told to take an easier path, persist, try to overcome, don't be afraid.
It's late at night, monk, sleeping on the road. Aren't you scared of ghosts?
I'm not scared of ghosts, but I'm more worried about people. You know, I don't want folks to get upset and cause me trouble. Ghosts, nah, they can't do anything to me.
Then at night, with all those abandoned temples around,
it's even better. It's quiet and deserted. No one bothers me. Yeah, unlike places where people chase you away. I'm scared when I'm studying or sleeping and they kick me out. The streets are their territory. Everyone has their own home.
so it's like the living ghost is scarier than the dead one. That's fun for the...
But I still persevered, facing challenges head on. My mantra is to overcome any difficulty, no matter how tough. It's about conquering my own greed and anger, reducing negativity. Don't be sad anymore. This is a learning experience for my child. The goal is simply to let go of greed and detach from worldly desires.
Then I also have a question that some people commented on the video I just posted, got up to 1,000 comments. Many praised the teacher a lot, but there were also some opposing views. Why praise? Yes, but I want to ask you about this. Can you analyze it for me? Some said, why not find a job instead of doing this? Some people said that...
Back then I had a job too. I was in that situation, but I still wasn't happy. Anything was wrong. I had work, I was doing it, but I knew there was more to life. When I learned about Buddha's teachings, it made me think. Even with a stable government job until retirement, one ends up just like everyone else. Seeing that, I realized I didn't want to be the same. So I decided to learning what the Buddha taught, to strive for higher wisdom and subtleties. I left behind worldly pursuits. It's not that I couldn't work or lack necessities, but for the noble purpose the Buddha taught, I chose this path. But working in the world isn't easy. I could find a job, but it's miserable without true peace and wisdom. People say they can work while maintaining precepts and wisdom, but that's not the ultimate truth. The supreme goal is to transcend worldly concerns and paralysis, as the sutras teach. Farm, poo. I don't want to learn the old way. I've studied that before, but now I want to learn something higher. Tell them to learn things that are difficult for people to do, like giving up lust and all the games, to focus on studying and attaining holy virtue. That's what the Buddha taught, and it's difficult. I must practice that, not just learn superficially. Learning this way is the same. Now, when I reflect on myself, I realize if I keep working like this, I'll be stuck at this level. My blessings will remain the same. I know this, but I've been my whole life for so many years. If I believe in the right enlightenment and try to learn if it will make me happier or different, then I'll follow that path.
Well, there are some people who, for instance, are comfortable and successful. For example, they have good health, plenty of work, and everything's fine. So they might say things like that, right? But sometimes when people face hardships, lose money or their career, they won't use those words anymore.
I also heard in the sutra that there was a king who ran to the Buddha and asked the Buddha, saying that he slept in the weeping room in the leaf hut in the cold forest like this. Did he sleep well? Did it not get cold? But he sat on a grass mattress wearing a delicate shirt like this. Did he sleep well? Did he enjoy eating peanuts? Then the Buddha said that he happily and deliciously ate peanuts. He just mentioned that Red Bull is like this. But he said that happiness isn't only in a closed room with a warm... And then he closed the door, there was an air conditioner, a hot water heater, and he slept well. Well, but at that time the Buddha said that whether you sleep inside or outside, if there is no arousal, you still sleep well. But when you are at home and lust arises or not, you have to look for it. You can't sleep. It doesn't happen. It doesn't arise. You can't sleep all night, no matter how delicious or how warm it is. I can't sleep when I wake up. The teacher said, this also makes sense, but I sleep outside and I have no onsets. No lust, no preference, no beginning. Without control, I sleep well, like after drinking beer also sparks a desire to drink more. When satisfied, it can't bear it. It's also in there, it suffers for that reason. Suffering is due to, no matter how cozy or nice it is prepared, but Because I've overcome lust, pride no longer controls me. It made me very uncomfortable. Now I just go to my room and things that control or satisfy me. It never sleeps well.
You're absolutely right. That's spot on for everyone.
I learned this from scriptures. Even when it's cold outside, if you don't crave or worry about anything, you'll be at peace. You'll sleep well and overcome challenges easily.
During your time away while sleeping or meditating, did you ever dream of or sense any mystical realms or heavenly scenes?
In the realm of divine wings, I'm still learning. Not yet free from worldly bounds, not yet an enlightened being, not yet liberated. Dreams still hold sway, but they're not nightmares. They're beautiful, peaceful visions. Yet I tire of the dreamless sleep. I no longer crave these illusions. You see, both joy and pain must be let go. We must transcend pleasure and suffering to reach true meditation and liberation. It sounds simple, but the journey is tough. At first it feels unbearable, painful even, but that's the path to freedom. He had a fever and felt ill on the road. He was hot, feverish, and sick. His karma affected his body. When all this passed, I generally studied. I studied hard. Back then it wasn't easy. I practiced, but Buddha taught there's no failure, only success. In the old days, I went to Sun Mountain, a heavenly place in Anjiang province. Anjiang is far. Up there, I heard of a monk who practiced for decades. He couldn't bear lust. Each time it arose, he took a knife and cut off his genitals. I didn't meet him, but heard the story. They say he cut too deep and couldn't be saved. He died. Then there are those who are determined to give up desire. But even when they can't overcome it, these people, still bound by karma, become so angry, they're willing to sacrifice everything. Yet in the end, they still can't overcome worldly temptations. This feeling is so strong, people just... For example, people might curse, calling someone crazy for their action. I don't want to say, but the other day on the street, a man chased me. Many people were offering things, I thought, but he chased and cursed, red-faced, I don't want to say yelling. Where this happened. I don't want to dwell on sad or happy things or curses. So I just stay quiet. I told them this road's open. Why ban anyone? Don't protest or go. It's not forbidden, but don't go this way. If you open a road, then ban it. I won't go, but this road's for everyone. In such cases, we'll see if they're sad, angry, or disappointed. Or if they praise, saying, he's right, a good monk like Buddha. Let's see their reaction. It's about praise and criticism. I've learned to handle both the same way. Whether praised or criticized, I feel normal. Praise doesn't give me anything special. They curse me and pass by. But on the road, there are many who have a connection with me. They give alms, which is part of their merit. I generally say that all wishes and merits are due to karma and cause and effect. I feel happy, and they feel happy too. But when I see most people curse, I don't want to look at their faces, but I still see them. It's not like when they give something, you know, I see them smiling happily. but when cursing, they're red-faced and quick-tempered. Yes, in these two states, I see that those who curse are the majority when I don't know why. In that state, there are two states, and I say that being in the state of smiling happily is better, right? The state of being red-faced, quick to anger, and unfriendly that state isn't good at all. I've seen both sides.
Then teacher, can you tell me why you were so determined to return to Bolak Pass?
Well, generally everyone's equal, you know, it's not that I'm afraid to go, it's tough, but going to Bowlock isn't about giving anything to kids, it's more like I've heard about certain places and it's something everyone wishes to see, so I want to, it's not about fear, but hearing you say that I'm ready to go, no hesitation, I'm not scared, even if you mention that forest with the temple, that really spooky place, very frightening, you ask if I dare enter that forest. If I knew the way, sure, if it's quiet, I'd go. I'm not afraid, it's like going to Bowlock. I'd hike up, not rushing, taking that path, going at my pace, getting back safely, knowing what's up there.
Then up there's this temple of three ladies. It's really spiritual. He could stay there too.
For abandoned temples, we should demolish them. But for active ones where people still burn incense, they might come to pray while we're sleeping. If they take photos or videos, it's not great. Like if we're awake, it's fine, but if we're undressed or exposed, that's uncomfortable. It's not worth the hassle.
So about that part where Bowlock slipped up earlier, any thoughts to share with everyone?
Those incidents are due to karma. People's fate, their place of death, it's all predetermined. Even if they escape one accident, they'll face another. It's their past actions. No matter what, they'll face consequences. But if they do good deeds, they can change their fate. However, when it comes to that, we must accept it. But why do some die while others don't? It's karma. We should be glad if people fulfill their destiny. Whatever their past deeds, we can't judge. I still wish to practice walking pilgrimages, hoping any merit will benefit others. I wish them virtue and happiness. Their happiness varies. It's up to them what they consider happiness. For some, happiness is money or cars. Generally, we hope they feel what makes them happiest. May their wishes come true, that's happiness. True happiness is achieving in life my happiness.
Have you ever dreamed of that?
I see that I have faith, then when I first walked, where did I see it? In my subconscious. My perception is often when it is pure and it arises, I see yes. And I go up to the realm on it, I see in general, this is what I haven't called unrealized and unrealized, I haven't seen it, it's called dreaming. I can't say yes. Well, when do I see clearly that the Buddha proves that I call it a sword? Earn it again and again, just like I did that math problem. But I tried again and again to see the result. It was completely 100 times. And I saw that the result was exactly like this, and then I tried again and again, 1,000 times again. If you see that it is reasonable, it is certain, then let's say, but each head has one, I don't dare to say, well, I have to examine practical experimentation is clear that it is really like that. then I dare to tell people that I see that I know. I'm just rudimentary. I haven't spent it in a hurry to say that I haven't checked the experience of the Buddha is not good, but there is a Buddha, there is a Buddha, but there is a Buddha. But to want to become a very difficult thing is not easy for an episode, and I know how to shoot movies like this. I don't want to shoot a movie like this because of everyone. If you want to shoot a movie, just shoot the star region and feel happy. You can give it anywhere.
Hey, don't you share good stuff for others to see? That's cool, right?
I know people criticize and curse just for walking on this road. You already know this. You don't need to see it in a video. You know, people curse, study, and demand things from others. They bully and praise too. When they compliment, they say you're real here, just like when you're on this road. It's a vivid image of you. You've seen the reality on the street, no need for pictures. Right, you said this person can see it. This video must have lots of swearing, but you know because you've experienced it. Yes, it's real out there. People praise and criticize and curse. Nothing's missing, and you still stay cheerful. Yes, you still smile. Many people bully, but you can't wish them happiness fast enough. They leave too quickly. Nothing's missing at all.
Even when people curse me, I still wish them happiness.
Yeah, they point at me, but I say the main thing is finding joy and happiness no matter what. Even if things go like this now. Like recently I met a guy who was so excited, he said, "Oh, if it's karma, just stand there or sit down here. I want to punch you." But he just yelled a bit and ran off. But whatever they do, I accept it as karma. My accident is like others who've had accidents. Living like this, I say it's karma. Despite the accident, I'm happy. I don't run.
So, for instance, if you go up to the altar now, what verses would you recite?
Oh, when I go, it's not about reciting. It's like I said earlier. How can we buy hope for others? When they know, they stop being greedy. That's the happiest thing. It's not about chanting mantras or giving things. It's about helping them reduce greed, give to others, and see their own generosity. That happiness is unknown to most. Only those who follow Buddha's teachings understand. I used to think money brought happiness, but it doesn't. Even with piles of gold, one can be miserable. If you don't believe me, ask the wealthy if they're truly happy, even sitting on their fortune. Some sit on power like kings, yet still suffer. That's when I realized happiness isn't about wealth, power, or achievement. It's about being content with nothing. I see others' greed, but I'm free from it. I have nothing, yet I'm happy. They have houses I don't, but I'm at peace. In this squalid place, I sit and reflect. I might be gone tomorrow, but I'm not tied down. If I had a house, I'd have to stay and care for it. Now I go where I please, fearing no loss. Even my body I'd leave behind. Once I feared death and beatings, but now I'm unafraid. I'm not scared of them beating me anymore. I'm so tired of this life. I've said living like this is awful. But if they kill me now, so be it. Like this is miserable. If they kill me, karma will give them happiness. That's fine. I try not to be afraid, but deep down, I'm still scared. I haven't overcome this fear yet because of past trauma. I'm frustrated with many things. I know I need time to practice and improve, but after just a few days, I can't keep up. I need to practice consistently.
So it's been about a year since I met you last year, right?
Well, I vowed to keep doing this for life for many years now. Not just last year, I went from north to south, and this year too. Then I went up north again, and they praised my efforts on practicing what you might call, well, what you might call overcoming difficulties, you know?
Sư không nhận tiền à cô? Dạ. Giờ sư chỉ uống nước suối thôi, với ăn một ngày một bữa thôi cô. Dạ.
Sư ơi, sư nhận nước suối thôi mà.
Sư không sư ăn chay, một ngày ăn đúng một bữa thôi cô. Dạ.
Hạnh phúc tốt đẹp rồi con.
Sư là sư thích minh tuệ.
Mình mua mình đi mua nước suối.
Tụi con chạy ngang rồi mấy sư nhưng mà chạy lên tới kia bây giờ con muốn gặp sư vậy con
tự có duyên.
như là có cái duyên.
Dạ có duyên á.
Dạ
đúng rồi.
Dạ. Sao tự nhiên sao con nói chị này thôi để em chở chị về đường này đi ngang đây là vậy là có duyên với thầy.
Chạy lên mua nước suối là sữa cúng dường cho thầy.
Một chai nước suối thôi.
Nhà cô ở đâu cô?
Ở dưới Định
Ở
Quán.
dưới Định Quán dưới đá Ba Chồng á.
It's so lucky to meet the monk. Sister, he's quite famous now.
Well, this spinning thing has its pros and cons. It's beneficial, but also harmful. Sadly, many people have died from it.
Master, why hold back? Confide in me, your little disciple.
This is up to you, take as long as you need, but when you feel satisfied, there might be comments or questions they ask. If you have any concerns, just say it. I'm here and I'm not hiding anything at all.
If you have any questions, I'll say goodbye and see you next time, dear family and friends, in the next video. For now, let's take a break, have some water, and I wish everyone happiness and joy as we prepare